Urgent. Liverpool receive worrying injury update ahead of Burnley clash. Attention fans, Liverpool and Arsenal eye Bundesliga star signing. Controversial referee set to return to VAR for Liverpool's match against Burnley. Welcome, Red supporters. Let's check out the latest updates from the biggest club in the world. Alexis McAllister is going through a difficult period, marked by physical problems and a lack of rhythm since the injury that sidelined him at the end of last season. Delays on his trip to Argentina also disrupted his preparation for the World Cup qualifiers, causing him to miss the match against Venezuela. Even without being 100%, coach Lionel Scaloni still plans to use him, which worries Liverpool given the risk of further setbacks. According to ESPN Argentina, McAllister is expected to start against Ecuador despite not being fully fit. Scaloni acknowledged his condition, but justified that the player is fine. For Liverpool, however, the prospect of their World Cup winning midfielder being forced to play so soon after physical problems is concerning. With Argentina already qualified for next summer's tournament in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, the decision seems unnecessarily risky. Liverpool have invested heavily in McAllister as a central figure in their midfield rebuild, and his adaptability has already made him fundamental to Arne Slot's plans. Any further setback could hinder both his season and the club's ambitions. Supporters hope the situation will be handled carefully, ensuring he has time to fully recover rather than being rushed back prematurely. As the international break continues, attention is already shifting towards the return of the Premier League. Liverpool will face Burnley at Turf Moor, aiming to maintain their perfect start to the season. However, the return of international players often raises uncertainty over who will be in top condition to compete for a spot in the starting 11. There will be anxiety until all the players return to Merseyside under the guidance of Slot and his staff. The Dutch coach, meanwhile, seems to have positive news. Several players are close to returning or already fully fit for the upcoming challenge. Liverpool's record signing made his first appearance of the season in Sweden's defeat to Kosovo in the qualifiers, coming on in the 72nd minute. Although he was unable to change the result and even picked up a yellow card, it was a positive step for the 25-year-old forward who could be available against Burnley, even with limited training alongside his new teammates. Jeremy Frimpong, the right-back, stayed in Liverpool instead of joining the Netherlands squad after missing the club's last two matches for injury. Slot confirmed he would be out until the end of the international break, a decision seen as correct to avoid aggravating the problem. This opens the door for his possible return this weekend, more rested than his teammates. Ibrahima Konate showed he had recovered by playing 90 minutes for France after his setback against Arsenal and is expected to feature again against Iceland. Connor Bradley also completed a full match for Northern Ireland despite taking a knock to the face, and he is not a concern. Thus, Arne Slot regains key reinforcements ahead of Burnley, but the big question remains the physical condition of Alexis McAllister.
According to Team Talk, Liverpool are among the top English clubs interested in signing Stuttgart midfielder Angelo Stiller. The 24-year-old German joined the club in 2023 from Hoffenheim and quickly established himself as one of the most consistent names in the Bundesliga, attracting the attention of Premier League giants. Alongside Liverpool, Arsenal also emerge as strong contenders in the race, while Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur are mentioned as other clubs closely monitoring the player's situation. Since joining Stuttgart, Stiller has already made 85 official appearances, showcasing technical quality, tactical discipline, and consistency, which have made him an essential figure for the team. The player's contract runs until June 2028, but includes a release clause worth around £34.6 million, valid from next summer. There is also the possibility of Stuttgart lowering the cost of that clause to around £1.7 million, which further increases interest from foreign clubs. At Arsenal, manager Mikel Arteta sees Stiller as an ideal addition to the midfield, capable of playing alongside Declan Rice or potential signing Martin Zubimendi, offering new options for balance and intensity. At Liverpool, meanwhile, the German is considered a player who could fit perfectly into Arne Slot's midfield rebuild, adding versatility and passing quality to the squad. With so many giants interested and a release clause considered affordable by Premier League standards, the next transfer window promises to be intense around Angelo Stiller, who could soon swap the Bundesliga for English football.
On Monday, the Premier League officially confirmed the refereeing teams for the upcoming weekend's fixtures, and one of the highlights was the appointment of McAllister to officiate the clash between Burnley and Liverpool. He is an experienced referee, used to matches of great relevance and intensity, having already taken charge of 64 encounters involving the Reds throughout his career. His most recent appearance in a Liverpool game came in the Merseyside Derby in February at Goodison Park. On that occasion, the match ended dramatically after James Tarkowski scored the equalizer in the 98th minute. Oliver will not be alone at Turf Moor. Assisting him on the pitch will be Stuart Burt and James Mainwaring, while Chris Kavanagh will act as the fourth official. In charge of the VAR technology will be Paul Tierney, alongside Eddie Smart. It is worth noting that this will be the first time Tierney has been involved with Liverpool as the VAR lead since April, when PGMOL admitted mistakes in a controversial incident, a heavy challenge by Tarkowski on Alexis McAllister that could have resulted in a red card but went unnoticed. The anticipation surrounding the game is high. On one side, Liverpool arrived determined to maintain their perfect start to the season, while Burnley, motivated by playing in front of their home supporters, aimed to turn Turf Moor into a difficult stage for the reigning champions. Arne Slot intends to see his team impose themselves from the first whistle, but knows Vincent Kompany's men will not hold back in their attempt to spring a surprise. The recent record between the clubs strongly favors the Reds. In their last 5 matches against Burnley, Liverpool have won all of them, keeping clean sheets in 4. Dominance of possession, clinical finishing, and defensive solidity that shuts down counterattacks have been the hallmarks of this fixture, and such qualities are expected to appear again this Sunday. Liverpool have started the season flawlessly, with 3 consecutive victories over Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal, showing balance between defense and attack. The possible debut of Alexander Isak, signed for £125 million, further strengthens Arne Slot's attacking options. As league leaders, the Reds head into the clash with confidence, facing Burnley in what promises to be an important test to extend their perfect campaign. Thank you very much for watching until the end. See you next time.